How are you lovely people doing today? My name is John. Welcome to a beautiful episode of the Zombie Storyline Q&A. In this series, I take your questions about the zombie storyline and I answer them. Whether it's a big, a small, or a simple question, I'm more than happy to answer it. You can either leave your questions down below or you can tweet me at JohnnyJ25 with your questions. Without further ado, let's begin. Today we have a question from Lewis Broad who asks, who owns the staffs? Example, like Rick Toffin owns the ice staff. So, to answer your question, I had to do a little bit of research, and unfortunately, I hit a brick wall on my research. So I turned to my good buddy Rad Austin27, and he helped me out with a lot of information for this episode. So shout out to Rad, a link to his channel is down below. Maybe go check it out and subscribe. He's getting very close to 70,000 if he has not already hit it, and pushing him over that 70,000 edge would be pretty sweet. So be sure to check out Rad for helping me out with this episode. But let's begin. The origin staves are a fairly vague topic. We don't have a lot of information on them. The bulk of the information that we have on the staves comes from this Origins radio.
The ancient texts describe an artifact known to them as the amplification rod. It is my firm belief this item is instrumental to harnessing the energy of the elemental stones. Unfortunately, neither the rod nor the stones have been recovered from any of our dig sites. I feel we must push forward regardless. As such, I have drawn up plans to create replica rods based on the descriptions from the main chamber. I will instruct Richtofen to begin fabrication immediately.
So we learned from that radio that the staffs that we first use on the map Origins were created by Dr. Maxis and Dr. Richtofen. The problem was they couldn't come up with the proper necessary resources and materials to build the staves like they originally were. These were fabrications of the original thing, the replicas. That's why we have to upgrade the staves, and then they actually become much more powerful. So like we had the fire staff and the ultimate fire staff. The ultimate fire staff is much more like the real deal. The fire staff is basically just a knockoff. That's what's going on there, but this doesn't answer the question, who really owns the staves? Well, we know that our four characters were the original ones to wield it. Our four characters at some point in time were known as the Ancients. These were knights that wielded the staves, and as we look at an image like this, we can see our four characters' faces, and they're wielding their staves in front of a crowd of people. They're almost like gods. They've in fact had such a large influence that they have been immortalized in the form of statues where you can actually build the staves, and they also have sort of left challenges around the map. That's how influential our characters were at one point, because they became gods when they wielded these staves. And just judging by the imagery, you can make the argument that Nikolai owned the fire staff, Tank owned the lightning staff, Takio owned the ice staff, and Richtofen owned the wind staff. So just by that definition of the Ancients, you could say that they originally owned the staves. But then it begs the question, who created them? Where did they come from? Well, this is where Rad Austin came up with the theory that these were actually Vril devices. These were originally created by the Vril and powered by the Black Sun. This would explain all the Black Sun imagery that is around the map, for example, on the crest of our characters. So that might be what's going on there. The staves could have been originally created by the Vril, and then they somehow bestowed the staves upon our characters, or maybe our characters discovered the staves. This is at least when they're on some sort of time-traveling journey, or maybe once they beget the staves, then they go on the time-traveling journey. It's hard to say for sure. The Ancients are the trickiest part of the storyline right now. There is very little information surrounding them. All we can learn about them is from the map Origins. Hopefully, we can explore our four characters as the Ancients within Black Ops 3 maps, but for now, we're kind of stumped there. So who owns the staffs? Technically the Ancients, possibly the Vril, but at least on the map Origins, our characters are the ones wielding the staff. And on the map, nobody specifically owns a specific staff. That's going to wrap things up for this episode of the Zombie Storyline Q&A though. If you enjoyed the video, maybe leave a like, possibly subscribe. I upload multiple episodes every week, and if you enjoyed this one, I'm sure you'll love the next one. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Be sure to check out Rad Austin's channel, a link down below, and bye.